Thanks for staying with us. I was building on something, talking about social media might be the problem why this story is being amplified. Again, I didn't want to talk too much about the AGO case because it's still developing. We don't know the details of the story. But many of us can relate to this experience. And that's why we're having this conversation, to see how we can differentiate between brainwashing and actual spiritual exercise. I remember I was born in a Muslim family and I became a Christian. And you know, when you first of all become a Christian, that thing will enter you, everything becomes a sin, you know. And, you know, I came home, I told them I didn't want the TV anymore. I didn't, you know, I mean, it was a 360. And my parents are Muslims, I'm wondering, is she okay? They brainwashed my child. I'll never forget how, you know, I snuck out to a church, and my father came into that church and was telling the pastor, what did he say? He said, you have brainwashed my child. You have brainwashed my child. I had to crawl out of the pews, rushed out, inside the car because I knew my father. So for my family, she has been brainwashed. But me, I knew what I was doing. Fast forward, I'm still a Christian today. So we are all saying, oh, AGO, they brainwashed her, she has given up this, she has given up. Yes, it's because social media has given up the opportunity to report somebody. Back then, that we didn't have the opportunity of social media to report anybody. People were making their decisions, adult decisions at best. And they were saying, I have decided to go this way, and you cannot stop me. It might be craziness to you, but to me, I am well aware. So how do you think this is social media is the problem in this situation? Or are people actually being brainwashed?
Okay, so I'm of a different faith and I believe differently, right? So I think, yes, that's, I don't think social media has anything to do with this, because social media is actually telling us what has been happening back end a long time ago. It's just that now social media has now amplified it and everybody can see it, right? So I can relate this because there was somebody, because at some point there was a time they were saying kids were committing suicide just by talking to them through social media and all of that. And I was like, what are they saying to these children and everything? Until I was able to talk to somebody who read child psychology. The person said, because he read deeply about child psychology, he knows what to say at the right time and how to say it that will convince the child to be able to do something and make the child do something at a certain point in their lives. And that is how they are able to talk to a child to set something to themselves if they want them to do. So I can imagine the amount of brainwashing and the amount of what they will have said to her to this level that she's ready to isolate herself. She was able to bring down her entire life down just to
her business.
Just to stay in, to do that kind of thing. It will really happen in my own religion because we believe that our imams they are just there to tell us what the Quran says. They are not. We don't see them as like
mediator between you and God.
Yes, we don't see them like that, and we don't see them because whatever it is that you want God to do for you, we believe that you can go and hold on.
How can you say that when people are bombing themselves under the name, as in like manipulation is happening everywhere?
Yes.
Religion is being used to manipulate everywhere.
Weaponized.
Religion is being weaponized. Even both as it's affecting Christians, it's affecting Muslims, it's affecting traditionalists. People are caught. Everybody. They say come and bring head to make money. That's weaponizing religion. If you blow up yourself, you will get 20 something virgins. Is weaponizing religion. That is not what the Quran said. So anybody that is giving you an information, making you carry out activity that is contrary to what anybody rational would do.
But my Bible tells me that things of the spirit we can never be understood by carnal mind.
Those are the words they use in manipulating people.
Are you telling me the Bible is manipulating me?
No, we twist everything. I'm
taking it word for word.
Interpretation. Everything is about interpretation, and I can deliberately interpret something to make you do something for me. I can tell you something, and I would give you a meaning. You had a dream, and I would quote the dream and give you an interpretation of the dream that suits me. That dream can have another. My mom was saying, something was chasing me in my dream. I said, Mommy, he's chasing you to your blessing. There's something God wants you to get to. So he needs you to leave where you are coming from. Somebody else will say hear that same dream and interpret it to mean that they are pursuing you from your village is about interpretation. So some people deliberately manipulate the interpretation of
Okay, you know,
but
every
we're
experience
talking
to
about
manipulate,
now. We're talking about
to
this.
suppress you.
But we're talking about this Ejiro's case, and we're talking about what happened here in this situation.
Yeah,
Do you understand? We're talking about her selling all her stuff because the pastor. So what I'm saying is, it really happens in our own side, where they will say, bring money for us to do this, do that, close down your place.
I see number two,
we put money for prayer, but not the one that will shut down.
Number two is entitled to her position. You don't have to debate it. It's a view, and you're entitled to it.
I'm not debating. I'm just saying I see many affairs doing all kinds of things, and then they will give you, go and bury it here. I've seen it, or not that they told me. I see it.
Okay, I have this call from Evelyn. Good morning, Evelyn. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Thank you. I just want to put in some words.
Okay.
The Bible makes us to understand that in the latter days, things like this will be happening.
True.
The Bible makes us to understand also that we need to test every spirit.
True.
It is true that people do manipulate people into doing the wrong thing. They come in guise, of religion. They could be pastors. They could also be Muslim clerics. Like my other sister said, even traditionalists, when they say, go and bring the head of a human being, and then somebody goes all out, making effort to do that, it is not ordinary. That somebody will come to a family, he said he's a man of God, and he will set the harmony in a home. Either telling the man something or telling the woman something. Sometimes, I don't know whether it's 2 years ago, there was a story of a woman from abroad who was talking that her mom had been collecting money somewhere in Ondo State, and they were booking their flights for the life after, waiting for Jesus. They were secluded in the place in Nigeria, here in Ekiti State, I think, either Ekiti or Ondo State, and they were told to be waiting. They were to buy, like we are buying your seat. So it is very, very real. And there's a thin line between hearing from God and hearing from the devil. There is a very thin line. But for anyone who is sincere, because at times the problem people have is that when they want to know tomorrow, so tomorrow is in God's hand, and it's given to you bit by bit.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. I'm having trouble hearing. The volume is low. I can't hear you very well.
Oh, my volume is very low.
No, maybe
when
from the
you
studio.
begin to hear,
okay.
I think it could be from the studio. So that when somebody wants to know something about tomorrow, hello?
Yes,
we
go
can
ahead.
hear you.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not hearing you.
I can hear you.
Okay. When somebody is interested in knowing what will happen in 10 years' time, that is when they run into trouble. So what people should do is to just live their life, follow God, pray to God. The Bible said that the real Christians, when they are taught, they go back home and they check the scripture, whether what the man of God said, whether what the apostles preached, even then.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. I can let you go right there. So I'd like to stick to what Evelyn said. I was trying to look at the other side, but let's stick to this issue of manipulation because it happens. People are being recruited on a daily. So let's draw a bit more on that. The fact that how do you identify this manipulation, and how can family help? So there's the religious part, and there's those who are being sensitive in the spirit. There's that part. But in some cases, what are those things we should look out for? I remember when I was in the university, I was being recruited by this the group called Family International. I think it's called Children of God. There's a Christian cult in the US, and I loved their meetings. I mean, it was the first church you go to, and they will serve cookies and cakes and ice cream and everything. I just wondering, they are so nice people, and they'll come to your school, they'll come with you, they'll come and study with you in exam time, and she was so nice. I'll be going to them with their conferences, until one day I mentioned to my brother's wife, something, I was saying I'm part of the Children of God. Like, he went to go and join cult. And wondering, for me, it's a church group. No, this one is not a church group. So she was able to, because they were registered, she was able to trace it and say, this one you cannot join. This is not that's why I had to go and look for a Nigerian church, because that one I know is not a cult. I had to quickly withdraw myself because family paid attention. But how can we here help our wards, our loved ones, our business associates from being manipulated and brainwashed by cult groups in different forms?
So, I got a message from someone, Ashimolowo Ademuyiwa, and he was of the opinion that, just reiterated what I said about isolation. He said, isolation is the language of abusers. They will tell you, don't tell your parents, don't tell your friends. They want to abuse you. Once they are able to isolate you and keep what is going on a secret, you are in a cult. Once they tell you, outside people cannot understand, us against them, is manipulation. Said, they will tell wife, don't tell your husband, don't tell your mom. Isolation which will lead to manipulation. Don't get yourself caught into it. I feel that, at first I felt like, when I saw NHS comment, I'm like, I hope everything is fine. Then some comments were now saying, why is she carrying the matter on her head? She's not even related to them. If we don't act as a community, they will keep cutting us off one after the other. They will be capturing one after the other. So the only way to rescue someone that we feel might be manipulated or trapped, if the person already been brainwashed or hypnotized, your only solution is to keep shouting and shouting and hoping you can get through. Of course, for the Christians, they will say pray for the person. But me, I feel as you are praying, go and pull the person out. As you are praying, be screaming online, be screaming on TV, be going to the place, show up until you drag
Let me pause you
that
for a
person
second.
out.
Teresa has been holding for a while. Good morning, Teresa. You're live. Oh, I lost her call. You see, sometimes it's easier said than done. YK, who is one person you respect and love the most in this world?
There are many people.
Because if I pick one person, let me just pick. If you pick one person who you love and regard, and that person goes into some kind of a group and comes out and say, YK, you know what? I need you to eat this grass. Because if you eat this grass, I believe this will happen to you.
Something has entered his...
Okay, as I said...
I will know. You see, there are things. Look, I know because I have experienced it. I have experienced it. I remember my brother being caught up in this, and I was fighting it. I love my brother to death. I was fighting it. This thing, they want to finish you. And they kept... And it was the driver that came to tell me, look, come on. There is nothing I didn't do. And him and I, because I didn't agree, we were at loggerheads. But I would not agree. So no matter what.
Real.
Yeah.
If you tell me, if I love you to death, and if Theo comes and says, come and start eating grass, I'll say, what in way?
That's so it's
they have caught you.
So you see, it's a psychological issue. You know what these manipulators, what they do is they look for those people who have these psychological problems. So they keep trying. Of course, they must have tried some people, and people will have withdrawn. So they get that person that is vulnerable and is able to, take part in their destiny, and then they use that person. You understand? And then they'll keep using the person, keep like what Tope said, they will isolate the person and then.
Wait, let me come to Tope.
You know me for who I am.
Let me engage.
Listen, before
so that's how
I come on the show and I say, Mariah, look, we have to start doing things like this. So, maybe we have to stop drinking tea. We have to now face this. If I start talking like that, you don't know something is. Somebody is talking to my
I hear you. Let me use another example. Let me use another example, and I'm directing that Tope because you're a Christian. You and I are Christians on this one. Okay, I think I have a caller. Tunde from Agodo, thanks for calling. I'll come to you. Tunde from
Hello,
Agodo,
good morning, Mariah.
Go ahead.
And the ladies. With the issue of this manipulation, hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you clearly.
Hello?
Go ahead, Tunde.
With this issue of manipulation, I've seen and I've had a lot of series. Can you imagine a pastor saying that if you don't pay your tithes, you won't enter heaven? Another one, a pastor was saying that your first salary should go to the pastor. Why? What about your parents? I've seen a woman, she deals in fabrics at Oshodi. This affair has manipulated her to the extent that this woman built 4 flats for this affair at Yanapaya until the children came in, and got to know that their mother has been manipulated. They went to the house, drove the mom out of the house. Another experience I had with my immediate sister when we were very young. My mother deals in fabrics, and she has a lot of gold. So my sister was going to the post office then to go and collect a letter. Then this lady approached her and told her that, Kiriko, you know we are from a polygamous house. You are from a polygamous house. Your mother, your mom's stepmother has took your period for something. Then she told my sister to open her hand. And between you and I, my sister saw a pad with red. And the woman had told her to go to the house and bring her mother's gold. My sister got to the house, crying to my mother that she should give her the key to her room. My mother was saying, what do you want in my room? He said she doesn't give her to her. She wants to do something in her room. My mother said no. So immediately, all my sisters and brothers said that they've done something to this girl. They now asked her what happened. She said she met a woman on her way to the post office to clear a letter. And she said she should go and bring her mother's gold. So manipulation has been going on, both Christianity and Muslim. It's only people that are realists that we know that this person is really manipulating them.
Thank you very much, Tunde. What is it in us that makes us susceptible to these things? That's the conversation I'd like us to have. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.